It's been 2 long and devastating years since the Gaza war began, a war that has shattered families, flattened cities, and reshaped the politics of the entire Middle East. But on Wednesday, a faint glimmer of hope emerged. Hope emerged even though it was shattered into pieces a few days ago when Israel violated the previous ceasefire attempt. Israel and Palestinian resistance have agreed to the first phase of U.S. President Donald Trump's 20-point peace plan, a plan that includes a ceasefire and a major hostage deal, potentially opening the door to ending one of the most destructive wars in modern history. Announcing the breakthrough on Truth Social, President Trump declared, "I am very proud to announce that Israel and Palestinian resistance have both signed off on the first phase of our peace plan. This means that all of the hostages will be released very soon, and Israel will withdraw their troops to an agreed-upon line as the first steps toward a strong, durable, and everlasting peace." Trump said he might even travel to Egypt and possibly Israel this weekend to oversee the progress himself. This development came after intense indirect negotiations in Egypt, with diplomats from the US, Qatar, and Turkey mediating between both sides. Sources confirm that the talks in Sharm el-Sheikh were led by Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and Israeli Minister Ron Dermer, a close ally of Netanyahu. If this deal holds, it could immediately open the gates for humanitarian aid to finally flow into Gaza, where over 500,000 people face famine, according to global monitors. More than 67,000 Palestinians have been put to brutal death since Israel's military aggression began in 2023. Entire neighborhoods have been wiped off the map, and for many Gazans, even the word peace now feels like a distant illusion. This announcement of a ceasefire again does not definitely make them trust it blindly, but there is still hope that maybe, just maybe, this time they will get some time to at least live. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, in a written statement, said, "With God's help, we will bring them all home." It's so ironic that Netanyahu again and again mentions God in his statements, yet he so carelessly wipes out all of Gaza with his commands, never fearing God. Nevertheless, he's expected to convene his government to approve the deal, though the political road ahead is far from smooth. Far-right Israeli ministers like Bezalel Smotrich and Itamar Ben-Gvir have already threatened to collapse Netanyahu's coalition if he concedes too much to the Palestinians. Their opposition could once again derail what many see as the most serious peace initiative since the war began. On the other side, Palestinian resistance confirmed it had agreed to the first phase, which includes a ceasefire, Israeli troop withdrawal, and a hostage prisoner exchange. The group called on Trump and the guarantor nations, Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey, to ensure that Israel actually implements the ceasefire. Because for Gaza's people, trust has all but vanished. Just less than a week ago, there was another ceasefire deal, and it collapsed within hours. Israel resumed its so-called self-defense campaign, claiming Palestinian resistance violations, while Gazans accused Israel of breaking its own promises under flimsy pretexts. Now, many in Gaza simply don't believe these peace announcements anymore. They've seen this cycle before: ceasefire, violation, escalation, again and again. Still, Trump remains optimistic. He told Fox News that the hostage release will likely begin on Monday, with living captives expected to be freed within 72 hours of Israeli approval. Israeli sources confirm the first releases may begin this Saturday. Palestinian resistance, meanwhile, is demanding the release of some of the most prominent Palestinian prisoners, including Marwan al-Barghouti, the Fatah leader, and Ahmed Sadat, head of the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine. Their freedom would be a major political shift, something Israel has resisted in every past negotiation. According to the plan's second phase, an international body, led by Trump and including former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, would oversee Gaza's post-war administration. But this proposal has already raised eyebrows. Arab nations say any peace deal must lead to a Palestinian state, something Netanyahu publicly rejects. The Palestinian resistance has flatly opposed any foreign or Western role in ruling Gaza, insisting only a Palestinian technocratic government under Arab and Muslim supervision should take charge. If Tony Blair, a person with a dark past of having his fingers dipped in the blood of the Arabs, is going to oversee the affairs of Gaza, how can this be any different from Israel directly invading Gaza? Why would a person like Tony Blair ever care about Gazans suffering? The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged all parties to uphold the agreement and allow unhindered humanitarian access into Gaza, saying, "The suffering must end." But the ground reality remains fragile. Even as negotiations continued, Israeli strikes in Gaza put to death 8 more people, the lowest toll in weeks, but a reminder that the war is not yet over. So here we are again, at the crossroads of hope and heartbreak. A new peace deal is on the table, but after 2 years of unimaginable suffering, few believe until they see it. Will this truly mark the beginning of peace? Or will it be yet another promise broken? Another chapter of betrayal written in Gaza's endless tragedy?